If there is something that you really want that you've been trying to manifest for a long time, but you just haven't been able to get it, then it might be because you have one of these limiting beliefs. It's not that you have a lack of motivation. It's not that you're doing the wrong things. You might be doing these affirmations and scripting and all of these other different manifestation techniques, but if you are still not getting the outcome that you want, then no matter how much motivation you have, it's not going to matter, because if subconsciously you believe any one of these 6 things, then you're not going to be able to consistently take the action that would lead you to your goals. Limiting belief number 1 is, I'm not the kind of person who can do that. Deep down, you don't think that you're good enough or capable enough, and you think that you need to be different somehow in order to get what you want. For example, maybe you have this desire of starting a YouTube channel and growing your subscribers, but you think that you need to be more attractive or you need to have a better personality in order to be successful on YouTube. This limiting belief that you have holds you back from even starting a YouTube channel. So why do we actually do this? It's because our brains know that committing to something is going to take a lot of time and energy. And if you have even just that sliver of doubt in your head where you think that I'm not the kind of person who can do this, then you're not going to even try at all, because you don't want to give up your precious time and energy into something that may not even work. The good news is, even if you don't think that you're the kind of person who can achieve whatever you want to achieve, you can decide to become that kind of person. Look at David Goggins, for example. He was once lazy, undisciplined, and overweight, but then he just became a Navy SEAL and an ultra endurance athlete, and now he's super successful. Why? Because he decided to be that kind of person. Just because you are one way doesn't mean that you're stuck being like that forever. Limiting belief number 2 is, I failed before, so I'm gonna fail again. If you have this limiting belief, then you need to remember that failure is a prophecy, not data. Now, you can choose whether or not you want to fulfill that prophecy. And so if you are the kind of person who is not going all in on what you want, or you feel like there's some part of you holding you back because you're scared of not being as good as you think you will be, then you need to remember that this is because there's this part of your brain that just wants a guarantee. It wants to know for sure that you can achieve your goal before you even start. But here's the thing, you don't need to know that you can go all the way before you even start, because the truth is that none of us really do. That's like you saying that you're not going to invest in a relationship or try to date someone because you don't know if they're gonna be the one. Like, you're gonna have to date them if you want to know if they're the one, right? So instead of taking a chance at something, you're not even giving yourself the opportunity to find out. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than most people have even tried. Think about Thomas Edison, for example. He has tried like 1,000 times before he actually figured out how to get the light bulb to work. Reframe your mindset. Instead of thinking as failure as something that's gonna hold you back, think of it as the solution for you to go forward, for you to learn. You're gonna miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Limiting belief number 3 is, I'm not ready yet. Now, this one is for all of my perfectionists out there. So if you have caught yourself thinking that I'm not gonna be able to do this unless I am this, or unless I have this, then I'll be ready. So for example, if you're someone who wants to start a YouTube channel but you haven't done it yet, and you're thinking that, oh, I need to get a better camera before I can do this, your brain is trying to convince you that you need more time or resources before you should start. Why does it do this? Because it thinks that if you do it now, it's gonna take more energy than if you did it later. But what you're actually doing is only postponing the discomfort of starting. Preparation is just procrastination disguised as planning. The highest version of you is not waiting for things to align before they take action. They're gonna take action to get what they want, no matter what the circumstances are. Limiting belief number 4 is, I'm too unlucky. Here's the reality. Luck is not something that happens to you. It's something that you create. It's a way of thinking. When we tell ourselves that we're unlucky, all we're doing is deflecting responsibility. If you're just attributing everything bad that's happening to you because you're unlucky, then that's what you're gonna attract more of, because of cognitive bias. Cognitive bias is our tendency to see things subjectively through our own lenses and our own worldview rather than for what it objectively is. Humans love to be right, even if you are subconsciously proving a negative belief. So if you keep telling yourself that you're unlucky, your brain is going to look for evidence to support that. You are going to hyperfocus on the times when things didn't work out for you and actually ignore the times when things did work out for you. But what if you reframed your thinking to use this to your advantage? So instead of thinking that you're unlucky, think of yourself as lucky. You've probably heard of lucky girl syndrome, and I fully believe in this because I've always kind of thought of myself as a lucky person and always thought of myself as someone who things always works out for one way or another, and that has never failed me. Like, even if things don't go my way, I don't focus on that. I don't tell myself that I'm unlucky. And the more you look for reasons to feel lucky, the more you're going to see these small wins in your life. And when you start seeing these small wins, you build your confidence. And when you build your confidence, you actually take advantage of more opportunities. You are no longer just sitting around passively waiting for things to happen to you. Instead, you're opening up your mind to see more opportunities that can help you get to where you want to be. Limiting belief number 5 is change is too hard. You might think that achieving your goals is going to come with a lot of sacrifices or a lot of suffering or a lot of effort that you're just not ready to commit to. For example, maybe you want to be rich, but then you've always thought that in order to become rich, you need to be working 24/7. You need to give up all of your free time. But what if I told you that this is just a limiting belief? There's actually more than one way of doing things. It's totally possible for you to be rich and not get all of that. Okay, I'm not saying this from personal experience because I'm not gonna say that I'm rich right now, but I know from stories from other people and just seeing other successful people on the internet that they're not suffering, they're not stressed out, they're not giving up all of their free time. So this limiting belief really just comes down to having a scarcity mindset where you think that change is too hard because you need to suffer in order to get what you want, that good things in life don't come easy. Now, when you think this way, it can be either good or bad. It can be good because it's going to give you realistic expectations and not just to, like drift through life and not give any effort into whatever you're doing. But on the other hand, it can also put you off of going after what you want because you think it's too hard. But here's the thing, our brains often exaggerate how hard something is going to be and how much effort something is going to take because it wants you to stay in your comfort zone. It doesn't like certainty. It doesn't like taking risks. Why? Because risks equals danger. But you have to remember that in today's day and age, risk is not going to physically put you in danger unless you're like gambling all of your money or something and you go broke and you don't have a house to live in anymore. Sure, but as long as you're not doing that, as long as you're taking these risks, like putting yourself out there on YouTube and risking other people judging you, like that's not going to put you in any physical danger. And not only does your brain overestimate the amount of effort it's going to take, it also underestimates how adaptable we are. You are much more adaptable than you think. If you were put in a life or death situation, if I told you that if you don't achieve this goal that you have, then everyone around you that you love is going to die, or that your dog is going to die, or that you are going to die, don't you think that you would definitely go after it and that you would definitely achieve it? And so if you still think that whatever you want to go after is too hard, stop thinking about it as too hard. Start thinking about it as it's worth it. Okay, stop focusing on how difficult it's gonna be and start focusing on how great the results are gonna feel. Limiting belief number 6 is I don't deserve this. So this one might be the hardest to identify because it's such a subconscious belief that you may not even realize that you have. So you might have a desire and you really want it, but deep down, maybe you think that you're just not good enough for it. Like maybe there's a job or position that you really want, but you don't go after it because you think that other people are going to be more suited for it or other people are going to deserve it more. Instead of thinking, I don't deserve this, think, why not me? Because what makes you any less deserving than anyone else who already has what you want? When you tell yourself that you don't deserve success or you don't allow yourself to step into your full potential, you're not being humble. You're just being selfish. Not just to you, but to the entire world who needs your unique gifts. The success that you want is not just for you, but it's for everyone else you are going to inspire, help, or serve along the way. The world needs the best version of you. So stop holding yourself back because nobody is just gonna hand you what you want on a silver platter. You are gonna have to claim it for yourself, okay? I really hope that you've resonated with this video, but if you want to manifest your desires as effortlessly as possible, then you're gonna need to watch my previous video where I talk about the one thing you need to do to become your future self now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!